Alrighty, good morning. Welcome to round 2 of Free Speak. I am your host, Michael. That's funny, I'm not actually a host. Anyways, welcome back. It's time again to talk. Actually, it went really well. I thought the channel did some good things. I thought I was glad it reached the people that it reached. I got some good comments back, got some good feedback. So thank you for the support. Thank you for pouring in and saying that you liked it, that you're supporting me. I really appreciate that, and I hope to I hope to make sure that it's good. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about myself, because I think it's, as someone pointed out, I think it's important to talk about where you come from, what your origins are, to understand where I'm coming from, why I'm doing these things, not necessarily why I'm doing these things, but why I decided to do this, who I am, where do I come from, what is all of this about, who I am as a creator, as more of a person. So I think it's important to express that. So, to start at the beginning, I was actually born in America, contrary to some people's beliefs. I was born in Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and I grew up here, kind of. My family's Russian, so we're from the country of Russia, which is across the ocean. It's one of the biggest countries all across the ocean. Anyway, so we're Russian. I was not born there, but I was raised by two wonderful parents who taught me the Russian language, who taught me the customs, the cultures. We actually moved back for a little bit, and we lived there for a while to kind of go back to our roots. But now I've been living here in America basically my entire life, with the exception of a couple years over there. And I think that's a really important part of who I am, is that I am part of the Russian culture. It definitely shapes the way I believe things, what I say, how I say them, if I stumble, if I can't say certain words. That's part of the reason why, is because being bilingual is not necessarily the easiest thing to do. But it's pretty cool because you have two languages in your tool belt to be able to use in further discussions and further conversations. So that's an important fact about me, is that I am Russian, and I do love the customs and the cultures, and I think it's important to identify where you come from and what you are and where you stand. I don't know, not where you stand, but what you have. I'm also musically inclined, so ever since I was little, my first instrument was the violin, so I played the violin, and I kind of picked up from there and just did everything and anything that came my way. I played violin, and then I learned to play clarinet. I switched to saxophone. I did marching percussion in high school for a little bit. I dabbled in piano. I learned how to play organ music, and then I learned how to play anything else on piano. I composed some of my own works. It's just something that I love to do. I love creating music. I love listening to music. It's a core part to who I am. I love playing music. And actually, I had a recent opportunity to play piano for a friend in a competition. It was in an acting competition, and I got to be an accompanist to him and play piano for him. So I thought that was really cool. I'm really happy that my musical career it keeps going and it keeps developing. So that's it's really awesome to know that it's still happening. As I said in the first video, I'm also an actor. I love acting. I didn't really know how much until this semester, because it was just sort of something that you did for fun, and then now I'm learning more of the techniques. I'm learning more of the science, you would say, behind it, of what characters want, how they get it, the objectives, all these terms that I've never been familiar with, but now that I can identify and learn, that's true. That's exactly what acting is about. It's about having these things and learning to develop them. So I love it. I've been acting since I was in fourth grade, and I didn't really stop. So I love that, and I love that part about me as well. Trying to think what else. Another important thing that I think I should mention now, and I'm not afraid to mention it, is that I am a Christian. And before everyone blows up. It's a very hard term, and especially nowadays. I feel that they've gotten a bad rap, and sometimes rightfully so. I am in a place now where it's difficult to say what that means, because so many people live lives, and this is not just particular to Christians, it's all around. So many people identify themselves with a label, or identify themselves as part of something, and then they don't do it, and then they don't follow through, and they're not the same thing. We saw some of that in the recent political climate. You know, some people said they were affiliated with one party, and then their actions didn't match what their beliefs were. And I don't think anyone's out of the fire. I don't think anyone's not guilty of this. I think certain times Christians especially, it's hard for what they believe when they say that I believe this, and this, and then they go out and live something differently, and they don't pursue what they said they were. Sometimes they're not honest. Sometimes they're not forgiving. Sometimes they're not this and this and this. And that can be hard. That can be hard, especially for a person looking on the outside and saying, "Oh, wait, but you said you believe this, but you don't actually believe that, and you're not actually following through." So it's difficult. It's difficult to swallow sometimes, and there's a lot of stereotypes that go against something. And so I think, for me, I want to preface that I am that. I do believe that. But if I don't sometimes align with that, I apologize. And this is more to everyone, to anyone listening. It's a journey, it's a process, and that no one can be perfect. And sometimes there needs to be a core belief that needs to be established. So if you are a believing Christian, then there's certain things that should be more important. There should be things that you get up and forgive, and there should be more important than following rules. There should be this idea of getting in line with something and always being on the dot, on the mark, isn't what it's about. It's about love. It's about showing. It's about caring and compassion. And I think so many of us miss that. So that's my little rant about that. But I do identify with that. I do associate with that. I am a Christian. But I honestly challenge you to, if you have any questions, or if you have any doubts, or you think, oh, if you say that, then you must believe that, you must side along with Trump. Well, that's fine. Ask me, talk to me. Don't assume things, and don't say, oh, you said this label, so therefore you're that. That's not true. If I say that I love macaroni and cheese, that doesn't mean that I know how to make macaroni and cheese, or that I have a favorite macaroni and cheese. It's just that that's one of the things that I like, and that's one of the things that I believe in. I believe in macaroni and cheese. But yeah, so that's what I encourage. I encourage everyone to do that, and I do the same thing. I don't associate and stereotype and bundle everyone up. I always try to make sure that I go forward and ask, oh, okay, so what does that mean to you, or what does that mean if you believe that you're an Islamic person? What does that mean? What are your beliefs? Because I think that's a conversation that needs to happen, is that you need to be asking, and you need to be understanding where they're coming from, and not just assuming something about someone else. So that's another important thing, and I really can't stress that enough, is to always ask someone what it is about them, and why they believe what they believe, and understand where they're coming from, and understand what they mean when they say something. Trying to think what else is there about me. I also love sports. In high school, I did sports. I did track. Track was my favorite. I loved track. I was a sprinter. So I did short distances, 100 to 400 meters. It was beautiful. It was a great time of my life. I loved competing on the track. You zone out, and you're in the moment, and you run, and you leave everything, and every race seems like it's your last, but then at the same time, you somehow find the energy to keep moving. And that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to limit yourself and understand, okay, I have to give almost everything. I have to give 50% of everything today, and then tomorrow I can give more, or then in the next race I can give more. So I loved track. Track was my favorite thing to run. I also did cross country because it was good conditioning. especially for the sprinters. It was a way to build endurance. It was a way to do CrossFit, because our coach was fantastic with CrossFit. It was beautiful. So we did that. So I did cross country, and then we did off-season conditioning, which was also extremely fun. Had great coaches who pushed us hard, who made us stronger, who helped us be better. That was good. I loved, I did cross country, then I did conditioning, then I did track. Couple of years I did soccer. It was a while, sophomore year of high school. I was a goalie. So the keeper, as they say in soccer. I love that. That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of good teamwork that happened. In the summer, I also ran summer cross country, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, those were my sports, if that's important to you. Sports were pretty good. Soccer, cross country, track and field. I was also in band in high school, so a little bit of a band geek, not too much. Again, as I said, I enjoyed playing music, so I enjoyed learning different pieces and being able to feel and move with the different pieces that were around. So that was good, and I played saxophone, clarinet, and percussion when we marched in high school. Yeah, I can't think of anything else to say, but that's a little bit about me. It's a little bit of who I am, why I say certain things, where I'm coming from. I think as time goes on, I'll be able to talk more about myself, because I think that's important. I think that it should be a part of why you say what you say is because of where you've been or what you believe. I think that's about it. Thanks for tuning in again. This time, again, I encourage you to leave a prompt in the discussion, or shoot me a text if you have my number, or go on the Facebook page and comment on the Facebook page and say, hey, I'd really love for you to talk about this, or oh hey, I'm really interested in hearing someone else talk about pink bunny slippers. Talk about what the implications are if everyone had to wear pink bunny slippers. I might just do that. Pink bunny slippers. Sounds like a good idea. Anyways, let me know. Let me know if you want something, if you want a prompt up on the board. If not, I'll come up with my own and I'll do my own thing. But I'd love to have a conversation with you, and I'd love to know where you guys are coming from. Let me know what you think. Just clue me in. All right, guys. Thanks so much. I will see you next time.